Welcome back, everyone, to Legal Briefs on CP24 and broadcast simulcast across the country on Court TV Canada. We're talking tonight about medical marijuana in light of a raid at a downtown Toronto hangout for medical marijuana users and others. I'm here with lawyer, law professor Alan Young, marijuana activist Marko Ivancicevic, and on the phone, marijuana activist Marc Emery and Gwen LanDOLT from the Drug Prevention Network of Canada. And Marc Emery is now with us. Hi, Marc.
Hello.
How are things going with you? The last we spoke to you, you were still fighting extradition to the United States, where you could be facing 10 years to life for trafficking, I guess it's seeds. Where are you now in your case?
Well, I have a hearing, the extradition hearings in BC Supreme Court in the first week of June, and the United States, of course, has frequently referred to me as one of the 50 most wanted on their most wanted list worldwide, and #1 most wanted in all of Canada. And I want to remind your viewers, I've never sold drugs of any kind, marijuana, you name it. I've just been a seed dealer for 10 years, up to 2005, and these all went to consenting adults, and it was part of my Overgrow the Government campaign. So, you know, I was definitely defiant. I definitely want to thwart the United States war on drugs and the Canadian war on drugs, and I definitely want to, and we gave away $5 million as a consequence of all those seed sales to activist groups around the world fighting the war on drugs. So,
now, you may have heard about what happened here in Toronto. Alan Young's client who got arrested and charged, a cafe here where people like Marko go and do their medical marijuana, and other marijuana users go to smoke.
I've been in Kindred Cafe many, many times. It's a beautiful, wonderful building. And I find what's going on where the police haul away $15,000 to $25,000 in assets over one milkshake that may have sold for $15 and may have contained cannabis in it, is that the police are bypassing the judiciary. Because, you know, a judge just isn't going to give a guy any more than a slap on the wrist for a cannabis milkshake. In an era where, you know, marijuana is $1 billion industry in most provinces, you know, a cannabis milkshake just doesn't cut it as a high priority. So a judge isn't going to punish him. So the police, frustrated with this, the courts are much more understanding of why marijuana should be legal than the police are. So the police go outside of the courts and they punish people by seizing $20,000, $25,000 in assets, ridiculously absurd and obscene punishments, because they're not getting the punishment they want in the courts. I faced that myself on several occasions, and this is primarily our defense in court over my extradition, is that the Canadian police here frequently use U.S. sailors, soldiers, agents, DEA, FBI, to do work on Canadians and to prosecute them. Just like the police try and punish me. One raid, they took $500,000 in my assets and didn't even charge me, and I couldn't get it back. And there was nothing I could do because I knew that the court might give me a $2,000 fine, so they wanted to really, you know, hit me hard.
Right.
And they do that by exerting their own form of justice. It's an extrajudicial thing. It's a lot like what happens in outlaw countries that are not democracies. Paramilitary squads go around and execute people or punish people or burn their house down or exile them out of the country by force, because the courts won't punish them in the way that the police think they deserve.
All right, we got everybody on the line, and here, Marko and Alan, lots of people across the country who want to talk about this. So let's go to our callers. Renee in Toronto, what do you think about all this?
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
Hi. I just wanted to speak to the first female. I'm not sure of her name.
Gwen?
About the medical use?
Yeah, she was saying marijuana masks the pain, and that these people should be taking prescription drugs.
Oh,
yes.
Meaning narcotics, which are addictive, highly addictive.
Not if they're used carefully and as prescribed by a physician, but they want to use marijuana for their own purposes. But if they took prescription drugs, which a doctor who is qualified would be giving a prescription, it would in fact give them the same medical effect.
All right,
It
Renee, what do you have?
doesn't treat the illness, it merely masks the symptoms.
Hang on, so Renee,
correct.
what do you have?
I work with injured workers who've been hurt on the job.
Yes.
And I see addiction every single day of my life to these narcotic drugs that are not regulated, that these people go and go and go. And just quickly on that note, the people who go to these marijuana cafes, they know why they're going and the reason for it. From my knowledge, they don't advocate alcohol. And
Well, no alcohol.
Okay.
No alcohol.
no. And
Yeah,
I
just
think I see
marijuana.
more people out of control
That's fighting.
and causing problems. That's fighting, exactly.
Well, yeah, but
Then-
right, no, but unfortunately, alcohol, for whatever reason, is legal but marijuana isn't with respect to
Alcohol
possession.
That doesn't
Nicotine
mean
as
we
well.
sit back and accept the status quo. That's the whole point of establishments like this. We're trying to show that there are millions of people who indulge in this habit quite safely. We need to change the law. If everybody just sat back and hid in their basements, we'll never talk about the issue. So it takes people like Don Kramer to go forward and push the envelope somewhat as a political activity.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have been raided, as you said, if he didn't get onto the radar of the police,
And
correct?
that's the catch-22.
Well,
if you want to achieve political results, you have to be transparent and you have to be out there in public. But if you want to avoid police intervention, you have to be private and
Well,
secret.
Marc Emery, I'm sure you would very happily right now like not to be in any public eye, correct?
Oh, no, I love my role as
As you're
You
heading
got the
to...
wrong guy. I'm quite convinced that if they extradite the United States, there will be a lot of blowback to that. And I'll be sitting in a prison, perhaps lonely and away from home, but I'll know there's people out there taking up the battle cry.
Well,
so
okay,
I never worry about that.
All right. Thank you for your call, Renee. Let's go to, is it Strahan?
Strawn, yes.
Strawn? Sorry,
Hi,
Strawn.
how you doing
Hi.
tonight?
Good.
Hi, yes, I'd just like to say that why is this stuff still illegal? Like, who has this person hurt? The only person that has been hurt in this whole episode is the one person who is trying to do a little bit of good to the people who need it the most. My sister has multiple sclerosis, and she's been medicating with marijuana as well. So this is something that is very close to me, and she's not covered for the thousands of dollars of medical bills that would be incurred to treat multiple sclerosis, right?
Right.
And the reasons why this stuff is illegal in the first place is just dumb. It's something that they did a long time ago.
Yeah, it's dumb,
people...
but Strawn, it's dumb, or arguably it's dumb, but it's a law. I mean, I guess that's the problem here, and it's a matter of how's that going to be changed.
Well, you know what? I feel that the law right now is not. It's hurting the citizen. It's hurting people right now. These people should have the right to choose what they do. Booze is legal. It's controlled. Cigarettes are legal. It's controlled.
Oh no, I'm not saying that it's I'm not saying there's some consistent. We got to take a break here. Sorry.
Okay.
Hold your thoughts. I know everybody's got thoughts. Everybody on the line. Gwen and Mark, stay where you are. We're going to take another break here. We'll be back with calls and questions when we return. Don't go away.